Okay, Officer Fields. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for inviting us down here to your office. We'd like to ask you a few questions the citizens wanted to know about different things that have gone on in the office.
Sure.
First question being, do you question the abilities of the constable or deputies employed by the Las Vegas Constable's Office?
In regards to that, absolutely not. Constable Jon Bon Ventura has demonstrated through his leadership that he is more than capable of running this office as well as standing up for the men and women that he employs with the Las Vegas Constable's Office. As far as the deputies go, there's no question about it that they are more than qualified, more than capable of actually performing the jobs and duties of a deputy constable. A lot of our men and women are retired from different police departments, such as Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, Nevada Highway Patrol, City of Henderson, City of Las Vegas Deputy Marshals. So we have a wealth of knowledge that's actually inside the Las Vegas Constable's Office. And again, there's not a doubt in my mind that the men and women are actually not qualified to do the job.
Regarding the qualifications, didn't they expire when they retire? Doesn't their qualifications expire? And some people say that you aren't real police officers.
We've had a lot of controversy as far as whether or not we're actually certified state police officers. And the answer to that is yes. All of the deputy constables that wear a gun and wear a badge here at the Las Vegas Constable's Office are Category 1 certified peace officers. With the exception of 2, they're Category 2. This is a Category 2 agency, but Constable Jon Bon Ventura has implemented all of his officers be Category 1 by the end of this year, meaning the 2 officers that are Category 2 will go through an upgrade academy in order to become in compliance with the constable's wishes. Every deputy constable on deck here that wears a gun and a badge, again, they are more than qualified for the job. And the reason that they're more than qualified for the job is each and every one of us has gone through a certified police academy, the exact same academy that Las Vegas Metro or Southern Nevada Law Enforcement Academy runs. Any one of those, one of our officers, all of our officers, for that fact, have been through a certified law enforcement academy, and they are recognized by Nevada revised statutes as a state certified peace officer.
Okay, what would you like to see happen with the Las Vegas Constable's Office in regards to the future of the office and possibly interacting with other law enforcement agencies?
Well, like I've said in a multitude of different videos that we've produced, what I would like to see implemented is more of a working relationship between law enforcement communities. And that does include the Lawful Constable's Office and the Henderson Constable's Office, but also to include Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, Nevada Highway Patrol, City Marshals. That's what I would like to see. We do have a very good working communication and partnership with other law enforcement agencies, and they have asked us to help them on special events such as working extra security in schools, doing some type of enforcement action, anything like that. They know that they can call us at any time of the day, and there's more than enough willingness from the deputies as well as the staff of the Las Vegas Constable's Office to facilitate their needs and help them out whenever they need.
You being in the public eye and voicing what the office has to say, it has got to have people talking about you. Whether it be negative or positive, how do you deal with the responses from the citizens of the township of Las Vegas?
Being in the public eye, you open yourself up to scrutiny when you do things like we've implemented with the YouTube channel. The biggest thing is you take it day by day. Everybody in the state of Nevada as well as the country is more than entitled to their opinion, and I don't allow that to get me down, number one. The exact same thing with Constable Jon Bon Ventura. I see the guy every single morning. He's got a smile on his face, and he's ready to come to work, and he's ready to serve the public that elected him constable. He's ready to stand up to those who want to stand up against the law. He never backs down, but he never lets it get him down. And that's what he's taught me along the way is, everybody is going to say things that not necessarily agree with what you're trying to say, but I have to go back and remember that some of the things that we expose here, meaning the truth, to the citizens that elected John Constable, I deal with each and every response a little bit differently. But I remember at the end of the day, I'm getting the message out there. They want to hear the truth. So I get a lot of comments, more than my fair share of positive feedback from individuals and groups and citizens who understand my cause and understand my reasoning behind what I do. So, again, you just take it day by day and roll with the punches, so to speak.
Do you believe that Constable Jon Bon Ventura has ruined the image of the constable's office, as said by other constables?
Absolutely not. If anything, Constable Jon Bon Ventura has actually set the bar for what a constable is supposed to do. As far as a professional person, Constable Jon Bon Ventura has again set the bar. And I'll give you a perfect example of this. The other constables are saying that he's ruined the image of what a constable is. Well, what is a constable? It's an elected position. It's an elected peace officer position, number one. So, and then you got to break that down to the point where, what is a peace officer? A peace officer is somebody who stands up for the law, somebody who stands up for something when they know it's right, somebody who's not afraid to stand up to those who kind of want to bully him around or bully her around. Constable Jon Bon Ventura has done just that. With the jurisdictional grievance that happened between Laughlin and Henderson with our office, I'll give you the rundown of it. NRS 258.070 states that each elected constable shall be a peace officer in his or her own township. When you have other jurisdictions coming into your jurisdiction, it kind of raises a red flag. Constable Jon Bon Ventura doesn't want to create the tidal wave that some have said that he's created, but he wants to follow the law. And prior to the lawsuit for the jurisdictional grievance actually even happening, Constable Jon Bon Ventura went to the lawyers that we have on staff. He went to the Legislative Counsel Bureau to get an opinion on what their interpretation of this law means. And their interpretation of the law clearly stated that they do not authorize the practice of other township constables coming into Las Vegas Township to serve papers or do any type of enforcement. Then you go back to NRS 258.070, and it's right there in black and white. Stay out of our jurisdiction, we stay out of yours. It's common practice for the Las Vegas Constable's Office to actually turn business away if it's out of our jurisdiction. Just 3 days ago, we had a lady come in here. The clerical staff in the front office actually turned her away so that she could go to the Henderson Township Constable's Office. And we would do the exact same thing with Laughlin. They say that he's ruined the image, but yet he's just trying to be professional about the position that he's in. He's trying to have that working partnership. I go back to if the Washoe County Sheriff Office came down here and started writing citations and making arrests and booking people into the Washoe County Jail or citing them into the Washoe District Courts or whatever it is up there, I do believe that Sheriff Doug Gillespie would have something to say about it. And that's exactly what Constable Jon Bon Ventura is doing. He's standing up for what the law says, and he's standing up to those who want to break the law. So I don't understand how they can say that he has ruined the image when he's abiding by the law, and they're not. So I'd probably answer it with a question. Do you really think that a peace officer should be breaking the law when they're trying to enforce it?
No. Okay, as regards to what about the hidden video camera? Why was that video produced, and why, of all people, did the office decide to record that encounter?
A lot of Southern Nevada law enforcement agencies, to include the city of Henderson, as well as the Nevada Highway Patrol, they have dash cameras in their vehicles. Number one, it's a safety issue for the officer as well as the citizen that we happen to be in contact with. It creates the truth. It's designed to protect us just as much as them, so that we don't violate any type of civil rights, and so that false allegations cannot be made against us because it's all on camera. This particular case, this young lady, Ms. Price, ended up calling in 2011 to file a complaint with the Las Vegas Constable's Office in regards to an unlawful towing of her vehicle. Well, upon further investigation, number one, it was not an illegal tow, and it was justified 100%. On February 19th of 2013, a letter was read and submitted into the record by County Commissioner Steve Sisolak in regards to this incident that had actually already been addressed and resolved back in 2011. So on February 19th, he reads this letter, and there is just a load of allegations in there that just aren't true. We recorded this because, again, we wanted to protect ourselves and her when we went out there and investigated her complaint. In the letter, it said that we were actually acting very unprofessional and thuggish, and thuggish-like. In the video, we had to produce that video and send that out to the public to advise the public that we don't operate like that. But yet, even with her, you know, she tried to ruin the image of what a Las Vegas constable is all about.
Okay, so why was this lady complaining about this illegal tow? I mean, why was it illegal? I mean, what law did she break?
The law that she actually was in violation of was fictitious plates on a vehicle. There's not a 72-hour order on that. It's an immediate tow. So the officer, when he ran the plates, it came back to a 1988 Lincoln Town Car. The plates that were displayed actually were on a 240D Mercedes-Benz that, you know, from the video, and I posted it on our channel, from the video, it looks like it was completely 100% abandoned. You had cobwebs all around the vehicle. You had flat tires. You had a piece of plywood that was on top of the sunroof. It was an older vehicle. It was not maintained. It was almost a hazard. As a matter of fact, it was a hazard to, number one, the motoring public, but there was also rust and everything on the vehicle. So the officer, who is completely justified and completely within his rights as a law enforcement officer to tow that vehicle, towed that vehicle. She called a complaint saying that we didn't know where the vehicle was, but in fact we had already towed the vehicle. We knew exactly where it was. It was with snap towing. We have the documentation to prove that as well. You know, she made a false allegation. We were professional and prepared to deal with this allegation.
Do you think the Constable Jon Bon Ventura is doing a good job in regards to running the constable's office?
I think John is doing a very good job of being the constable of Las Vegas Township. The public feedback that I receive from the business owners that we interact with on a daily basis, 100% these folks love the constable and they love the constable's office. He's implemented certain rules, standings, and regulations just within the department to produce a more professional law enforcement agency. Commissioner Steve Seselak kind of laughed when he said, how can I say that this is a professional agency? Well, number one, when you look at our stats and our records, you won't see any type of unlawful use of force because we are professional. If we do get a complaint, it is resolved probably within that next day, if not the next. You know, these are just things that tie into everything. You know, you look at our officers, look at our uniforms, look at our cars. They're always washed. The uniforms are pressed. The uniforms are good to go. Our officers are, for the most part, in pretty good shape. I didn't understand, as the commissioner stated, how he had to giggle and laugh when I said that this was a professional agency. It truly is a professional agency. And Constable Jon Bon Ventura has implemented a lot of that. It's a good place to work. Constable Jon Bon Ventura actually creates this morale. Again, I'll go back to when he comes in, he's always smiling and you know, he's ready to work and he's ready to get down to business. And that filters down to the other deputies and the clerical staff and his administration. Do I think that Constable Jon Bon Ventura is doing a very good job? Excuse me. I do. I think he's doing a very good job.
All you ever hear about is bad things that the constable's office does. What are some of the good things that the office has done to contribute to the community as it serves in a whole?
I'll give you a perfect example. Just a couple of weeks ago, I received a letter from the Opportunity Village in regards to the magical forest that they just have over the Christmas season. Our deputies actually went down there on their own time to provide security for the staff and also the patrons of the magical forest down at Opportunity Village. They did this for, I believe it was 2.5 months, all the way through the Christmas season. With that, the letter that I received actually states that this was the most profitable year that they have ever had in their 21 years of being open. And that was due to the generous donation from the Las Vegas Constable's Office, as well as the contribution that the Las Vegas Township Constable's Office actually gave to the Opportunity Village. It was ran professionally, and it states in this letter that it was ran professionally. The patrons as well as the staff actually felt safe, and all of our officers have a pretty good sense of humor. So it was actually kind of a nice thing to get out there in the public and let the public see a deputy constable for what he is, as a human being and as a peace officer, instead of just that bad guy that throws you out of your house or writes you a citation for registration.
Okay, I don't mean to backtrack, but do you feel bad for the lady that was in the center of the hidden video? Do you feel she was violated?
Are you saying my personal opinion? Do I feel bad for Miss Price?
Yes.
Well, my personal opinion has really nothing to do with anything. People are forgetting that she was in violation of the law, let alone the fact that she wrote a letter with false allegations of constables that were acting thuggish. In part of that letter, it said that once we got into the house, which in the video, if you go and watch it, she actually invited the officers inside in the house, where they commenced to play with the dog, encourage her, advise her of the law, and they were very compassionate. But it also states that once the husband came in, the officers cooled their heels. Well, if you watch the video, there's no cooling of heels because there was no need to cool their heels. They were invited in, they were cordial, they were concerned, and they were caring for the situation that she was in. She wrote this letter, and it was a bogus letter. We presented the evidence that we have, which 100% speaks to the Las Vegas Constable's professionalism. The state was the victim in this case. There's no expectation of privacy in the state of Nevada. We do it for our protection as well as for the citizen. She wrote something that wasn't true. We exposed the truth. If she feels that way, absolutely. I can understand why she feels that way. But in regards to writing a false allegation on a letter and then having it submitted for evidence into the record when it was completely false is the wrong thing to do. And we did what we should have done, and that was expose the truth to the people of Las Vegas so that they can see that all the allegations of unprofessionalism just isn't there.
Okay, you've been part of public relations for a while now. Why do you think the media is trying to spin every story produced so it looks as if the constable's office is run unprofessionally?
I don't know. Just like every interview, television broadcast, newspaper article, those things are designed to provide information to the public so that they know the truth about what's going on. And that's why I implemented the YouTube channel. That's why we started talking on camera to reach that vast majority of people that don't deal with the Las Vegas Constable's office. As far as putting a spin on us, it's not really a spin for us. We know what's coming. That's just the nature of the beast. You're in an elected office and you're in law enforcement. Those are two of the most, controversial occupations that you can have. So, with anything, just like everything in the media, they're going to tell their side of the story, and then what we're going to do is we're going to expose the truth and the reasoning behind some of the things that we do, so that the public isn't left in the dark. That's one of Constable Jon Bon Ventura's teachings and what he wants to implement. The public has the right to know everything and anything that the constable's office is doing, and from now on, like we've done in the past, we are going to be the ones to expose that.
Okay, Officer Fields, thank you very much for having us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We wish you a long, fortuitous career in law enforcement.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.